So Max for second and Oscar with a P1. That's it. I can't take it back now. Well, that did not age like fine wine. Last week, while the qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix was taking place, I was filming my predictions, so I had no idea that Max had spun out and would be starting in the pit lane. Then, imagine my surprise when Oscar spun into the wall before the race even started. Stay tuned for my winners and losers of the Australian Grand Prix, as well as my predictions for China. And I promise no more predictions before qualifying from Irina. Before we get started, news is just coming out. The races in both Saudi Arabia and Bahrain have been canceled due to the only ongoing conflict in the Middle East. While this is disheartening to say the least, it is important to remember that Formula One is not only an international sport, but one that transcends borders. My heart extends to everyone that has been impacted by any ongoing conflict. Now on the results of my predictions for last week. Of the top 3 race finishers, I had 1 correct. I had George in 3rd when he was the race winner, but at that time it was inconceivable that Max would have a pit lane start and Oscar would crash before arriving on the grid. That led to the race really only being between Mercedes and Ferrari, but as I said in the last video, Ferrari ended up doing Ferrari things, mainly keeping both cars on the same strategy rather than splitting the pit strategy during the first safety car. But I digress. Then how about Max going from the pit lane to 6th place? You have to respect that drive. However, I found it troubling that he was not able to pass Lando in the final laps of the race and move up 1 more position. I may have just bought a little too much into that preseason Red Bull hype train. As for the actual race, geez, those Ferraris can really move off the line, not to mention the 9 or so lead changes at the beginning of the race. So while the new regulations do provide entertainment, in all honesty, it seems manufactured to me. I think that Max may be right when he said that the new regulations were closer to Mario Kart than Formula One. Now let me explain. I'm not hating the new regulations. I really enjoyed the race. But the cars holding back a gear in the straights rather than being able to send it all the way into the braking zone is just not Formula One, at least not for me. Ultimately, that still puts me on the fence as to whether the new regulations are good or bad. I think that as the cars evolve under the new regulations, we'll get back to the unrestricted top-end speeds that we all know and love. Hopefully, the FIA makes some changes that allow the drivers to race rather than manage energy recovery and deployment sooner than later. As for the Australian Grand Prix driver of the day, that's easy, Max. From pit lane to 6th place in a field of 21 cars, that make you the real winner in my book. As for my donkey of the day, sorry Oscar, but you win that award. I know Hajar did it last year in the same race, but it was raining. Now for what you've all been waiting for and what I've been dreading, my predictions for the Chinese Grand Prix 2026. First, from watching the sessions this week leading up to the race, I'm really impressed with Gasly's Alpine, but nonetheless, I'm putting him in the 8th place, ahead of Hajar in the 10th and Bierman in 9th. 7th, I have Oscar Piastri with Max at 6. I think that Max will get past one of the McLarens, but not both. Then Lando in 5th, Lewis in 4th, and Charles in 3rd, because you know, Ferrari things. Now that leaves the youngest Formula One pole setter in history, Kimi Antonelli, and his teammate, George Russell, who's starting in the P2. My money is on George winning the race and Kimi taking another 2nd place finish. But what an amazing accomplishment, Kimmy. All of us here on the track are proud of you. That's it for this episode. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let's hope no one else crashes getting to the starting grid. I'm talking to you, Oscar. Until next time, I will see you on the track.